Hi everyone, this is the Artspace G41 Hand Building at Home Pinch Pot video. These are all the tools and the clay that you'll receive in the pack. Here are also a couple of examples that were done using this project. From the full lump of clay that you're going to get, you want to take roughly about 500 grams from the whole entire lump, and you'll be able to make at least 3 to 4 different pinch pots. You're going to start off by rolling it into a rough shaped ball. It doesn't have to be perfect, but basically the ball should be pretty much the size of your fist, and you should be able to cup it in your hand. You can make it bigger, but to start, I would recommend about this size. You're going to start by pushing your thumb directly into the center of the ball. You're going to push to the point where you feel some pressure at the bottom. You don't want to push all the way through, but you want to, like I said, make sure your thumb is mostly the way through, and you can feel a little pressure in the hand that you're cupping the ball with. And you can see how deep it is from here, roughly from here. The next stage you're going to do is you're going to place your thumb back where you had pushed the hole, and you're going to maneuver your hand so that you're going to bend your thumb, because that's the sort of angle in which you're going to push out and turn. When you start pinching, you're going to turn the ball of clay and pinch. Once I do a couple more pinches, you'll be able to see roughly where my thumb is positioned within the clay. So you can see that my thumb is about most of the way down into the ball of clay. I'm not moving my hand up or down. It's staying in the exact same position. And I'm going to keep turning and pinching. Don't worry about the fact that there are finger marks on the outside. We can smooth those out later. And so I'm going to turn and pinch, and I'm going to continue to cup the ball of clay in my left hand and pinch with my right. Keep turning. And as I'm turning and pinching, you can see that the hole is getting bigger. It's definitely getting bigger on the inside, but I'm not going to pinch the rim as of yet, because if you do that too soon, the rim of the clay can tend to rip or crack. You can see how much I've sort of pinched out the outside. Once again, the opening is not opening up as of yet. So once you're happy with the way that it's been pinched on the inside, I'm going to start to open up the pinch pot by pinching just the edge, the thicker part of the edge. And you can see how it starts to open it up more. I'm then going to take my hand and I'm going to place it just on the edge, and I'm going to start pinching around the edge with my 3 fingers on the inside, and that helps to open the mouth of the pinch pot even more. Still turning, still pinching. I'm now going to put it on the side, and I'm also going to press that into my palm. As I'm turning and I'm pressing into my palm, it starts to smooth out the outside from all the finger marks that I've made. I'm not going to place it onto the cloth as of yet because I don't want to flatten the bottom out. The important part about making a pinch pot is that it's really important that the thickness is the same all the way around, because that will help the stability of the pinch pot. It will also make sure that the pot in general will dry out evenly. I'll show you what it looks like from a side angle, because I'm going to take one of the other examples and I'm going to cut it in half. So you can see how the thickness is even all the way through. And that's really important when you're pinching, so that it will dry out evenly. In this part of the video, I'm going to show you how to roll out a coil to create the feet for your pinch pots. The 2 examples I'm showing, one has straight legs, the other example has coiled feet that are the shape of little snails all around the base of the pinch pot. To roll out your coil, you want to take a lump of clay. You want to squeeze it to form a rough, misshapen length of clay. When rolling out a coil, you want to try to not use the palms of your hands. When you use the palms of your hands to roll out clay, it tends to flatten it. What you want to do is you want to use your fingers. By rolling with your fingers, the clay can be a little bit more flexible, and also you can feel where it's bumpy and you can smooth it out a little bit easier. And you're not pressing down as hard, So by rolling back and forth with your fingers, you have a bit more control of the texture of the coil. Once you're happy with the shape, you want to smooth it all out, and then you're going to start to cut your lengths. You want to cut the same lengths to equal 3 to 4 feet. You can, at this stage, it's not really important to make sure that they're all the same length because you can trim them once you've attached them to the pot. So I'm going to cut these down, making sure they're all the same size. I'm going to position where they are just roughly, and they'll stick just lightly, just so that I know exactly that's where I want to position them. Once I have a position that I like, I'm going to mark where I'm going to put them. And from there, I'm going to score this end, and I'm going to score this end. Also, I'm going to score around where I'm definitely going to position my feet. I'm going to take a little bit of water, and I'm going to place it where I've put the water and scored both sides. I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to push. I'm going to hold it for a couple seconds just to make sure that it's definitely in the correct position and it's definitely stuck down. It's good to hold it there for maybe 10 seconds or maybe 10 to 15 seconds. And there are all my feet. In terms of smoothing all of the different edges out, I'm going to let that rest for a moment, and then I will go back and smooth those in a bit more just to make sure they're secure. When carving, adding texture, or pattern decoration to your pinch pot, it's important that your pot is at a leather hard stage of the drying process. The two examples that I'm showing to you just now, the pinch pot on the left is the clay still quite flexible and shiny. You can see that it's slightly damp. The clay color is also still quite light in color. The pinch pot on the right is at a leather hard stage. You can tell because it's slightly darker and not shiny. It's also quite cold to the touch, and it holds its shape really well. When the pinch pot is at its leather hard stage, it will hold its shape much better. This will make it a lot easier to carve into the surface area, to add texture, or to add a pattern. You can also use other tools to smooth and finish off other areas of the pot that you feel that are unfinished. Once you've finished your pinch pot and it's at a leather hard stage, you want to wrap it in plastic. You can use a plastic bag, saran wrap, any bit of plastic will do. Place the plastic on the surface that you're working at. Place the pot directly in the middle. You want to make sure that the plastic fully surrounds the pot on all sides. Make sure the plastic is tucked underneath so that no air gets in. At this stage, you can place it back in the box and deliver it back to Artspace G41 to be fired. Artspace G41 wants to thank you for watching our hand building at home pinch pot video. We really hope you enjoyed the project, and we'll see you soon.